Hey, this is a reading for Cancer. Start with the headspace. The heart space. And the reality. So we have the Page of Swords in the headspace here. So this is looking for information or wanting to know information, communication, studying. This may be something that is new knowledge to you and you're really unsure of the direction this is going to take you, because with the Six of Swords in the environment, we have Six of Pentacles and Six of Swords, so 6-6. With the Six of Swords in the emotional space, this is going to take you on an emotional journey of some sort. There's this new idea that's come in and it's almost like oh, that's kind of interesting. I might delve into that. And then all of a sudden there's a new way of feeling about something. You're moving away from any conflict, and it seems to be a very easy transition here with the Six of Pentacles in the environment. This is giving and receiving. You may be receiving some help in the environment or assisting someone in some way. Things are coming a lot easier to you now that this new idea has come in with this Page of Swords. Can I clarify this Page of Swords, please? The World wanted to show itself, and Judgment. So I feel like this is something that you've touched on before. This is something you have thought about before, but maybe you weren't able to do it. With the Six of Pentacles in the environment, this may have to do with resources, your time, energy, and resources, something that needed something from you, and you weren't able to previously. And I feel like it had to do with something that you were emotionally caught up with. So the Judgment here, this is a train of thought or an idea or information or knowledge or something that's come in here that has crossed your mind previously. So it's not a complete new idea. It wouldn't be the Ace of Swords. It's not completely new. But you're willing to go down this rabbit hole, down this trail a little further and do some more research, do some more study, find out. There's a question that you have as well. Find out an answer to a question. You wanted to find out, again, the answer to this question before, but there was something that was stopping you. Seven of Swords. Seven of Wands. Couldn't get the words out then. Wanted to say Seven of Pentacles as well. So there is something around the sevens here. 7 is, for me, 7 is a number of something manifesting in your environment or something coming to life with the Six of Pentacles in the environment. So with the Seven of Wands here, clarifying the Judgment in the mental space, there was something around this idea that didn't align to you at the time. So there has been a transition of your beliefs, your environment, and your emotional stance on this situation. This is knowledge of some sort that you didn't want to digest before because it went against something that you believed in. It went against something that you were standing for. You had a strong stance in how you were acting and performing, or how you were doing something, how you were going about something. You were very set in your ways, and you wanted to prove that you knew what you were talking about, that you stood your ground, because there was some type of recognition and achievement people seen. But now this idea that you had previously, it's coming back up and it's going against the Seven of Swords just popped out there, which was with the Devil, which is exactly what I was just saying. Yeah, it's like it went against something that you believed in, but you don't believe in that anymore. You had a belief, or you had an idea or something that you stood up for, something that people recognized you for. If they were to talk about you, it would be, so this is Cancer and they represent this situation, whatever it is, whatever this could be. So this was very, very strongly a part of your identity. It's not so much anymore. Maybe some time has passed and that's not as attached to you as it used to be. And that's why this idea is coming in here that you previously had that actually goes against this attachment of who you used to be so strongly. That sense of self caused a lot of conflict within your emotional space and the people around you, because you were holding on so tightly to a representation of this idea rather than a representation of self. You were so focused on what this ideology was and how this represented you that you lost yourself a little bit. So the Six of Swords here is the Three of Cups. You may be moving away from a community. Can I clarify where you're moving to? Eight of Cups. So you're going on a solo path here. You're moving away from a community. Where everyone supports one another's emotional beliefs. Everyone supports one another. Everyone is on each other's side, no matter who's right or who's wrong. And whoever goes against the grain, or whoever goes against the communal belief here, there is some type of conflict. So you're moving away from that to find a sense of independence from the crowd. It feels like you may have got lost in the crowd for a bit. The Six of Swords is moving away from a place where there was conflict. There was uneasiness. Emotionally, you were feeling kind of sick to your gut a little bit because of the conflict that was causing around this community or group. And with the Eight of Cups here, this is indicating independence, going on an independent journey, leaving these emotions behind to go towards something that you didn't think you could do alone, but it's actually creating a lot of peace and a potential for movement that you weren't anticipating. With the Six of Cups here, Six of Pentacles. I keep saying different elements. We have the Three of Swords. So this is an emotional conversation that you're going to have with someone in the environment. Possibly to say you're moving in some direction away from them. And you may even need to explain yourself. And there could be a shattering of their perception of you as well. Especially if you're doing things independently, they might see this as selfish. With the, there's the Ace of Swords. With the Knight of Pentacles here, again, this is movement. You're investing into yourself, into where you're going. This is going to take a lot of patience, whereas before you were very impulsive towards what you were believing. You're going to have to study and learn and take time. It's not going to be something that you achieve overnight. So again, you're not going to be able to say to people like you did previously, well, this is what it is and this is how I feel, and being very kind of stoic towards your beliefs and almost a bit stubborn because you stood your ground. This is going to be something that is going to take a lot more time. It's going to take a lot more energy. You're going to have to be very truthful with people around you. There may be, again, painful conversations that need to be had because people assumed something of you, and it was because of a way you portrayed yourself, or a way you were practicing something or doing something or participating in something that wasn't truly you. It was because you were influenced by other people. And when you move away from this communal environment that is very influential because of this idea that previously crossed your mind, it's not like you weren't thinking of, it's not like you haven't thought of this before. It's just not something that you thought you could do before, but now you have the resources with the Six of Pentacles to actually move forward and do this. With the Ace of Swords, this is the truth. You know the truth now. You know your truth. It may not necessarily be the truth, or it may not be lies versus truth, but you know your truth. And that's the most important thing for you at the moment, is to go towards your truth. What is your truth? And not letting other people influence you the way they had previously, because I feel like you lost yourself in that influence. The Five of Wands here. There will be conflict around this. People are going to cause issues around your change of heart, around your change of movement, around your change of thoughts. Three of Swords, how these conversations going to happen. The conversations are going to be, again, people may perceive them as very selfish with the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. They may not understand why you're pulling back from the people around you, why you're pulling back from this community, or why you're researching something that goes against who they thought you were. Clarify this Knight of Pentacles, please. The decision to be made, or the decision that has to be made here to move forward, it's happening like with the Ace of Swords here. This truth, this clarity, this is coming out because there was this heaviness that you were feeling that wasn't being seen but was being felt. And again, instead of letting this heaviness take you down and become a burden, you decided to unravel this unknown, start to question things, start to ask for help, start to ask for advice. That's where this information comes through. And now you're putting all these wands, this burden, this heaviness, this feeling like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, you're putting it into time, energy, and resources. You're putting it into practice. You're not playing the poor me, I've been so lost and now I'm found kind of situation. You're not playing the part anymore, so you're not expecting people to understand where you're coming from, or you're not justifying anything to anyone. You're not trying to prove yourself. You are literally just letting all the heaviness go, making the decision to see the truth and move with integrity here. Whether people see it or not, or whether people accept it or not, you're willing to have the conversations, but you're not willing to justify your decisions. You're not willing to prove to people why you're making some type of decision. So the Page of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles came out there, but I don't want to take those because these are the ones that flipped in upright. So we have the Hangman and the World. You're perceiving freedom in a different light. Freedom to you and feeling like something's finished and feeling like something's completed is a new perspective to you. You didn't think you could complete this. You didn't think it would be over. You thought that you would forever be carrying this burden, forever having to prove yourself. But this new information that's come through has really made you understand what completion and freedom means in a different perspective. What liberation means to you in a different perspective. I'll go back to these Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Cups here. It's about this independence and how people perceive your independence as selfishness. Which again is a reflection of their codependent on you rather than you being codependent on them. And I think that's the aha moment. Realizing that you were never bound to their belief or the belief. You were never bound to this way of life. It was the people's expectation of you that bounded you. So moving away from the people, or moving away from the conflict, or moving away from having to stand up for yourself, or constantly defending yourself, moving away from that, was an idea that you had in the past, but you didn't think was possible. But now it's coming to light that it is possible, and that you weren't seeing how heavy this was because other people were putting the heaviness on you. This has a lot to do with people's projections and people's expectations. So with the Six of Pentacles in the environment, you are giving and receiving things that matter at the moment. Conversations that need to be had are being had with the Three of Swords. You are moving in a new direction of some sort. So a new job, a new belief, a new way of doing things. You're studying in a new way. You're learning things in a new way. You may be going to a new location or getting something new when it comes to your physical environment. There could be a situation where you need to protect yourself to protect your health and your well-being and your stamina as well. And you may need to focus on what is real and what is truth, because any questions or doubts you have is too heavy for you at the moment, and constantly needing to look optimistic around, constantly needing to be optimistic and look at things in a new way around this freedom, because it's like one or the other here. Either you keep yourself stuck with these questions and carry these burdens that are really heavy, or you constantly focus on the truth and constantly shift your perspective. Ultimately, there is freedom, and I feel like the freedom is away from other people's expectations and beliefs. Thank you, Cancer.